WWE Pro Wrestling, they might not know about Fair Shot. If they don't tell them about it, they can enjoy the video podcast every single weekend and check out all the blogs on CSRWrestling.com. Justin LeBar, Britt Baker, Brian Goulish, Josh Eisenberg. Josh, let's get going here. Elimination Chamber. Let's get into the second half of the card.
The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match may not be the main event of the night, but you do have Seth Rollins defending his coveted championship against your boy, Justin. I'm going to pass it to you, the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose.
He is my boy, but I continue to say Seth Rollins is holding on to this title, taking it all the way to Brooklyn, SummerSlam, where we will be at. He's taking it all the way to SummerSlam. I don't see any dropping of this. I think the story within the story in here is how the match comes off, which I think we know is going to be a fantastic, entertaining match, but how these moving parts are working, because I think it's a discussion we'll have on future weeks here. Roman Reigns are kind of rebuilding him organically with the crowd, but there's a conversation maybe, is he taking too much of a back seat? Are the fans maybe going to, again, revolt against him when he pops back up? That's a whole other conversation. Bottom line, Seth Rollins, hold on to the title.
It pains me to agree with you.
You should put a smile on your
really
face.
does. I'm also going to go with Seth Rollins. I don't think Dean Ambrose is going to have that turn yet. I also think there's going to be some sort of involvement with Roman Reigns. He's not just going to be hanging backstage.
You think Roman Reigns gets involved? Or
somehow, yes.
Or keep him out of the fold?
I think he's going to get involved.
Trying to help Ambrose?
Somehow. I don't know
so.
how.
Book it for me. I want to know. What's he doing? You're telling me he comes out. I want to know what he does.
Some sort of, yeah, let's see him help.
I want to see, going to book the match, I want to see Reigns get involved, but I also say I want to see Reigns cost Ambrose the match. I want Rollins to win. Rollins is going to win. But think about it. If you set up Reigns and Ambrose against each other, not necessarily a one-on-one feud, but that sets up Money in the Bank a few weeks down the road, where they could be your two top draws. Who's going to capture that briefcase and then eventually maybe cash in on Seth, maybe cash in on Brock, maybe cash in on
whomever, yeah. I think Seth Rollins wins, obviously, hands down, without a doubt. It's going to be very interesting to see how the match actually unfolds, because I've been a big proponent. Seth Rollins, time and time again, has all this outside interference helping him. When is he actually going to do something on his own?
He's a heel. He's not going to.
And I know that. I understand the fact that he's a heel, but you go from two extreme heels, Brock Lesnar, who needs nobody's help, to Seth Rollins, who needs everybody's help. How weak does that make Seth Rollins look on a weekly basis? Brock
Lesnar's an unfortunate case.
But it's true.
Yeah, that's like you're Brock and he's Rollins. Like, who's going to need the help all the time?
Exactly. You. Look at this. That's why you brought three of us on. That's why you had to emergency call her from dental. She's like, get back in here. We need you. That's exactly why.
What are you talking about?
You need us.
You're more confusing than the Point Break remake. I don't even understand what you're saying. Elimination Chamber tag team title match. You can see all the teams over here on the graphic. I'm not listing all of them.
A lot.
Six freaking teams. Only a couple that actually matter. Britt, does the New Day hold on to the tag titles?
Absolutely. They're awesome heel rise right now. There's no reason for them to give it up. I like to toy with the idea of the Lucha Dragons maybe stealing of the thunder.
Lucha.
I know, right?
It's a fun
chant.
chant.
It does, but I think New Day.
Initially,
guys with masks.
Initially, I was going to have a title change here, and then I had second thoughts and said, when would be the better stage for the primetime players to win the tag titles? An Elimination Chamber or millions of dollars, Money in the Bank? And I think that's what we see. The final two teams, New Day, primetime players, something happens, get Xavier Woods involved 3-on-2 to where you come back at Money in the Bank, and that's when the primetime players and the millions of dollars are going to cash in. Not cash in, but you know.
I like the idea. I like that idea. I think New Day wins. I don't think there's a reason for any tag team, because I don't think any tag team, aside from Kid and Cesaro, but what does that do with Kid and Cesaro that they put the tag team championships back on them after losing it just a few months ago? I think New Day is the hands-down favorite in this match. They cheat the win somehow. Xavier Woods obviously does something. The interesting part to this for me is who gets eliminated early and often, because if Ascension gets eliminated often or early, if other teams get eliminated extremely early, what does that tell you about the depth of this tag team division?
The only team they could put the belts on if New Day's going to drop it is the primetime players. You're right. It doesn't make any sense to go right back to Cesaro Kid. I don't think it's going to be PTP yet. I think they have a hope maybe to put it on PTP. I think as the babyface who finally conquers the New Day's heels, but it's been PTP. It's like they get behind them and they don't get behind them. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm a little.
But here's the problem with that: if they take the titles off the New Day, Then you've got 3 guys, mid-card status, and they're just going to be floating in Never Land, just like the rest of the mid-card roster. As soon as New Day loses those titles, they're done.
I disagree. I think the New Day is working a good place. I think the New Day is going to be okay when they drop the titles, whenever that is. I will say this. Here's what this actually might be the match I'm looking forward to the most, or at least out of the 2 chamber matches, I'm looking forward to this one more.
Really?
I think it's I am. I think it's one. I'm interested to see how the format goes of having all these guys in this chamber, but more importantly, it's kind of cool. You know, this only 2 weeks removed, and we're doing another pay-per-view / special event. I mean, who would have thought you would ever see Kalisto and Los Matador and see some of these guys get an opportunity to be in this gimmick match that used to decide who was going to WrestleMania. This is cool to see some of these guys who've never got to prepare or even think about being in this kind of spot, all the way down to my boys PTP. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, because WWE doesn't have to worry about paying them real pay-per-view paychecks. They're paying them special
not
attractions.
even that, but it's the fact that it shows you how deep into the roster they can go right now.
But that's my problem with this. Is there's no depth in the tag division when you literally only have 2 teams that could realistically win. Los Matadores? Are you kidding me?
Well, you're talking about realistic.
You put in Harper and Rowan, and we talked about that weeks ago. That's an actual tag team you can build.
You say there's no depth in the tag division. In terms of realistically who could win, that's a different conversation. That's for the smart people of a conversation here. But there is depth in the tag team because
I better walk away.
There is depth in the tag team because all of the teams that are in there are all regular teams. Depth is about having regularity and consistent teams, not just throwing.
Whenever you look at a sports team, and you talk about depth. What's that mean? Quality or quantity?
No, it's different. It's different.
They have quantity. They don't have quality.
You're apples and oranges.
Division.
We're not.
Okay.
We're not talking about the Dallas Mavericks and their
It's
9th
depth.
man. We're talking about.
Boys.
So let's talk about a match.
depth.
Let's talk.
This is about regularity.
Let's talk about the stage for the night, the primetime match,
Shave
the
your
Intercontinental
Nobody likes
title.
your beard. I lied.
Thank you, Britt.
Please.
Go ahead. The IC chamber match.
You're lucky she's standing right
We
here.
don't know what's gonna happen with Rusev's. Report could come out. Rusev could be gone. He's got the ankle, the cast thing on with the crutches.
Read
and
my Friday column, TribLive.com.
Insert Bray Wyatt, but it doesn't matter because Rusev wasn't gonna win. Bray Wyatt won't win, and neither will R-Truth. And let's go on and on. There's 2 realistic winners here: Sheamus and King Barrett. And you're not gonna build Sheamus up and have him not win anything. Barrett has his little crown on. He doesn't need the IC title. Sheamus, that dominant heel, let him get that title. Sheamus wins.
I think Sheamus is the odds-on favorite here. If you can have an odds-on favorite, personally, I would like to see a guy who desperately needs a championship to continue his rise up back into the ranks. A guy like Ryback. I mean, you look at Ryback. What else can he do without being champion that he hasn't already done? He's squashed competition time and time again. He's been in an interesting yet strange feud with Bray Wyatt. He's been there. He's done that. He has never won that big match. This could be an opportunity if WWE really wants Ryback to hold a prestigious championship. How about the title that was just won by Daniel Bryan?
I agree with you about Ryback and everything you said.
But he won't.
But he won't. I agree with you with everything about Ryback, but what I do think, and I think it's always better for the babyface to chase. Sheamus is a solid heel. People behind him as a heel. Give Sheamus that title. Let Ryback chase that title with Sheamus, and Ryback win it eventually this summer. Maybe Money in the Bank, maybe Battleground. I don't know. But continue this momentum with Ryback, but don't give it to him just yet. Don't let him work a little bit harder for it. Let Ryback get that close to getting it, and then Sheamus steal it away somehow. I'm gonna go Sheamus. I think from the moment he's been back, it's been solid heel work. I think they're gonna give it to him. I always like having the heel going into the summer. I like the heels having the titles. It always works that way for me.
I agree. I think Sheamus come out on top. They're gonna.
That's your boy.
It's my boy. No, continue. What?
I want to see them. I want to see them put a mullet on Ryback, give him the Warriors music, and let him come running out. Because if I see an Intercontinental title on Ryback, that's the first thing I'm gonna think of is the Ultimate Warrior with the colored singlet and all the crazy energy.
Let his ribs heal up, and then give him the title.
At Josh number 4, at Brian Goulis, at Real Britt Baker, at Justin Ball. We'll all be live tweeting the Elimination Chamber event Sunday night. Enjoy it. #ShareTheReality. Make sure you check out CSRWrestling.com